I'm drowning again. That's me. I'm drowning. Bro, I'm drowning so hard. What's up, Jarett? How are you doing? Okay, hello, guys. We are going to just continue with what we were doing yesterday. We are at part 4-1 of the set trial. What's up, Tiger? How goes your day? I hope everything's going all right. And well. And all right, well. And well, all right. Hi, Nick! What's up, Miko? How are you doing? What is it this time? You won't believe how many people here for the trial. Well, it is a murder case. What are you talking about? They're here for the trial next door. Next door? Why don't you know this, Nick? They're having Detective Atme's trial today. You're great. That's good to hear. I'm glad to hear that. How are you doing, Jarett and Miko? Food. Delicious. Alright. Hey, Tiger and Miguel and Megan, thanks so much for those likes and retweets already. Detective Atme. They say they're going to try him as mask to mask. You're fine? Nice. Nice, mate. Already? That was fast. Boy, I'd love to see Mask to Mask's trial. I know. Wait. Oh. Was that Ron or was that, huh? Wait, who was that? Was that Ron or was that Atme? By the way, where's Pearls? Oh, she went back home. She said she can't neglect her training anymore. I know you don't. I know you don't like me. I'm guessing this is Ron talking very quietly. You're here, been a crazy week already. Oh, I hope your week gets less crazy. What's up, Brandon? How are you doing? Feeling better, I hope. I know you don't like me. Pearls has really gotten into her training lately, huh? What's up? Welcome, Mighty Ram. Massive headache and your nose is stuff up? Oh, man. Did you take some pills for it? Yeah, ever since that incident last year. Please, don't ignore me. Oh, Mr. Delight, good morning. No one likes me. No one don't notice me even if I killed someone. Come on, don't be silly. Wait a second. You don't mean you're the murderer? No. I just a poor thief. Wait, this is not right. You can't poor. Now, let's see. According to Mr. Delight, from his second crime on, he was following a bunch of set plans that have been sending him to help him commit the heists. Do you really think there's a connection between thief and the murderer, Nick? It's possible, but today's trial is a race against the clock. Huh? How come? Let's just take our time, like always. I'm afraid that's not an option. Huh? Yet none of them are in jail. I know, right? Taking our time is not an option. Court is now in session for the trial from the right. The defense is ready, Your Honor. You're ready. Ha. Preparation is the last refuge of the weak. Okay, settle down, everyone. Let's begin with our opening statement, Mr. Godot. He's got the judge in his palm of his hand. Yet again. Ron Delight is simply too young to be sent to war. That's all. Coffee. Man, this man loves his coffee, bro. What's up, Francis? How are you doing?
I'm afraid I have no idea what that means, Mr. Godot.
Ha! Then you need to get out more, Your Honor. Life is war. But that is exactly what you must be more precise in your wording. There's his coffee, bro. Bro. That is all my statement means. You understand now, right? Oopsie.
Listen, Bolton, let me briefly summarize the details of the case.
Wow, the judge is taking charge and like he knows what's going on for a change.
The victim is Ken Bullet, CEO of Owlero Security. His body was found in the safe at approximately 9 a.m. on morning of the 13th. However, the time of death was estimated at 1 a.m. the previous day.
And that's where our little lost kitten dropped the ball. That little lost kitten, of course, is the defendant.
Very well then, Mr. Godot, please call your first witness.
Hey, BumbbleKitten, thanks for that like and retweet. I never drink more than 17 cups of coffee during any given trial. I wonder how true that is. Good thing he doesn't do 18, because, 18 would be too much. He might hurt himself. But, 17, perfect amount, Oh, man. He knows what he's doing. He knows that the 18 cups of coffee will give him caffeine poisoning. Classic. I mean, everybody knows that. It's classic information. But the first one is always the best.
Mr. Godot, you witness?
Is he saying he's going to bring in the first witness again? Okay, then. Let's hear the defendant, Mr. Ron Delight, has to say for himself.
The defendant? Well, Mr. Wright, does the defense have any objections? It may be a disadvantage having the defendant testify, but...
Like we get a choice in the matter. I remember when Mia was defending me. She allowed me to testify so she could do the cross-examination. She put a lot of trust in me back then. Coffee! Do you have coffee, Cat? Hi, Cat. I hope you're having a good day. And that work is working and well. We have no objections, Your Honor. Let the defense allow Mr. Delight to testify. Ha! You've got guts, Trite. Ba-dee-doo.
Alright then, Mr. Wright, please take this.
Wasn't he already on the stand, bro? He really loves his coffee, bro. You did it, didn't you? What is this, Among Us, bro? You didn't you? Yes. Just admit it right there. No.
For a moment I thought we'd set a record for the shortest trial ever.
Well, looks like Mr. Delight already looks plenty guilty with the face he's making. And once he opens up his big mouth, he'll probably put his own last nail in his own coffin. Ha! Very well. Now then, can you tell me something? If you didn't kill Ballard, why did you go to KB Security? It's so hard to say. I wish I could have gone.
Now then, let's hear some testimony about what happened.
My visit to KB Security. That evening, around 1 a.m. I went to see Mr. Bullard in his office at KB Security. The blackmail letter I got ordered me to go there. I had been working for KB Security until about a year ago, so I knew where his office was.
1 a.m., the exact time the murder took place.
There's cup number 2. The weak gets washed away by the tides of fate. The strong drink it up. The strong drink it up. Delicious. Ha! It's bitter today too. Just like my destiny. Oh man, I wonder if he's gonna pull a cat and say it's black like her soul. You never know that from the way he's chucking it down.
Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please.
Visit to KB Security. That evening, around 1 a.m., I went to see Mr. Bullard in the security office. KB Security. 1 a.m., huh? You're absolutely sure about that? Yes, that is what my watch said when I was entering CEO's office. No. Actually, I'm not really sure. My watch was so slow, and my internal clock was a little bit...
1 a.m., that's the exact time Mr. Bullard was murdered, correct?
It's too late for a coffee date, that's for sure. Who said, bro? You could have decaf, and he is singular track mind, guys. That man, singular track. What Francis said yesterday, I'm inclined to believe with. That man's personality is coffee. He is coffee. That is where, that is who he is as a person, is coffee. The blackmail letter I got, ordered me to go there. He's very coffee. He is most coffee. I think he was awarded most coffee 1993, bro. It ordered you there. It was the first time I got a blackmail letter that ordered me to go somewhere.
Oh, does that mean you've got another blackmail letter, son?
Why he's so hot? There you go, amigo. I did not get a read what he said. Why don't you save those for later? Mr. Delight, please don't say any more. Now, what should I do? Hold on, I'm gonna leave it just so we can press it again. Could ruin the case. Just take one slowly. Wow, Nick, you kind of look like a politician. Planning out your next move? Okay. I didn't see what he said before it got cut off. Ordered you there. It was the first time I got blackmail letter.
Does that mean you've got another blackmail?
Oh, of course. They say things like, steal this or take that. Okay, there. Yeah, that's important info. Okay, let's press further. I don't care if it ruins our case. Actually, I don't think it could. Possibly. What did the blackmail letter says? It is said that 50,000, bring $50,000. Money, huh? A perfect motive for committing murder. Oh, but wait, I never tend to pay the money anyway. That does not help your case.
Oh, is that right?
After all, nothing to hold over my head. I had nothing to be afraid of.
An important indeed.
Then why did you go there, bro?
Witness, let's have that added to your testimony.
Yes, sir. It was the hardest competition. He had to fight with Dr. Disrespect for that Blockbuster Coffee Championship. You know, this guy looks like he could be friends with Dr. Disrespect, honestly. muddy mud skipper in outer space has better chance of surviving than I do. The blackmail threat didn't scare me. It wasn't going to cause trouble or anything. Hey, what's up, Boax? How are you doing? You have the vent lux. I'm gonna hotbox your vent. Just wait. Dude, a hotbox vent would be great. Bum, bum, bum.
The Pac-Master, if you want to, don't want your identity revealed, correct?
Been feeling good lately? I'm glad. I liked your I was liking your Minecraft stuff, bro. I'm excited that everybody's doing the Minecraft stuff. I probably won't have too much time to do Minecraft stuff over the next week or so. So, Kat, if I don't get something done by next week for you, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You're just gonna have to live with all the other things I've done for you. You haven't hotboxed in years. It's been a long time for me too. A long time. No, yeah. Oh no, the horror! I know. Man, I know. You're just so looking forward to it. You know, you're so looking forward. Now you can actually spend one of your streams like actually playing Minecraft or something. Man, wouldn't that be insane? Yeah, man. Your head's pounding. Okie dokie, Brandon. Try to get all the sleep. Brandon, I hope your headache goes away. Your headache goes away by sleeping. It was 2 months ago you lost the feeling due to your realm server getting reset after 8 months of work. Miko, that sucks. Why didn't you... Oh, so, were you running the server, Miko? Or was somebody else doing it? Because what I would highly suggest is always have backups. Cat, too, for that matter. Cat and Boax. I hope you guys are running backups at least like once a month. And saving that backup. I mean, maybe you don't need to save the backup. I mean, my server is up to 20 gigs. So, getting the backup takes hours for me to get even one backup. So, I generally don't. I just back it up, but I only refresh the backup I have on my save files like every few months. But it's important to have because the service provider might just screw up something. Like I'm worried my service provider is gonna do. I need to change my service provider, honestly. I'm sure it was referring to the old mask with the mask thing. Miko, are you a member on any of our channels? If you're a member on Kat's channel, you can get in her server, or a member on my server. Well, you're not a member on my channel, obviously. But if you're a member on Kat's things, then you can get on her server. And I built a whole city over there. Bro. Except I probably will be on the server to record a video or two. Because I want to do some how-to videos. Like potions class, enchantment class. Things that I haven't shown you yet. We'll do like as a class cat eventually, and then I'll use the class to make like a video. Because I would love to do those videos too. If I can help you learn, then I can help them learn. You don't have Java? Well, that's a whole other thing. Is that Kat said that if enough people ask her about her server in Bedrock, she might look into that. And I already have it set up to where Bedrock can join my Java server. I haven't tested it though. But I wasn't worried. Mr. Boylord didn't have anything on me. Oh, speaking of Boax, I'm assuming you already understand all that stuff, but if Kat doesn't know, I told Kat, Geyser MC, But since you do all that stuff, you have to go to Geyser MC, and then they tell you how to do all that stuff. So if that's where you would go, Boax, if you're messing with Cat's server for the Bedrock. If Cat, you ever want that. Geyser MC and consoles can join in. Probably not PS5 yet, so that's something to keep in mind. But other consoles like Switch, PS4, Xbox 360 should all be able to join in on the server. I don't know how it works. I have yet to confirm it works on my own server, but apparently it does.
It doesn't.
Anyway, I don't care about what anybody says. The converter plugin? Yeah. As I just wanted to make sure you know, because since you deal with that, and Cat's like, I'll tell Boax, because Cat's like doesn't do any of that. Man, Cat, you should have your own copy of a backup of the whole world, though, just in case, so that you guys have multiple copies. Bruh, I wonder how big your guys' world is. Cat, how big is your world? No, I mean, well, Boax, I guess, might know. How big is Cat's world, Boax? Anyway, I don't care what anybody says about me. Of the original world? Oh, so for like a year ago. Like nothing. When it was still around? Bro, a long time ago. Bro, wow. The whole city of Trinity would be gone. A savagery. Just as long as Desi believes in me. So that's why Mr. Delight didn't believe he was Master Mask. As big as Cat, so tiny compared to the Empire State Building. Okay, I see. But really, still really tall. Like so like against the Empire State Building, she's like this tall, right? But against like humans, she's like, you know, this tall. So she's like up here. So she's like really tall. But tiny compared to like very tall buildings. Your Cat thought I was gonna call her short. That's why I knew they were hollow threats. I've been working for KB's security until about a year ago, so I knew where his office was. You used to be security chief for KB Security, right? Yes, that's right.
Security chief? No.
And yet, a year ago you were fired without notice. Revenge for an old grudge. A perfect motive for murder, wouldn't you say? This isn't good. Maybe I should change the subject. Why he was fired. Mr. Delight, please tell us why you were fired from your job. The world is filled with those who have said, I wish I had never asked that. Okay, I take it back.
Defendant, please answer the question.
Bro, we can't, like, lose by asking the wrong questions, can we? I mean, okay, we can. But only when the bar shows up there, okay? So, like, it doesn't, like, you know, harm our case. Maybe in real life it might, but this isn't real life, this is game. It uses game logic. Well, I needed money.
You needed money?
Well, you see, Daisy loves to spend it. It's a kind of her hobby. Not exactly the best hobby in the world, is it, Nick? My salary wasn't nearly enough, so I stole the data from the company. Come again? KB Security has lots of security on info and all sorts of companies. Since I was a security chief team leader. Oh, I said that wrong. You stole some data and sold it. Mr. Bullard found out I was a fire of the means. Is so wait! Wait a second. Then what if there's like, what if he stole the data for Atme, and Atme is the true Master Mask who was cooperating with the victim. And okay, so rule 6, Miko. I'm making a theory that's going to be wrong for the sake of content. Miko, no worries. I will often stop and make these random harebrained theories, specifically just so you guys can be like, who knows what's happened. Kink, you're stupid! Thanks for that breather, cat. I'll take another one, actually. Want to make me laugh? Nice. Nice. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, Ron, we have 3 people. I know how to count. Shut up. 3 people. Ron, this guy is Luke Atme, and this guy is the victim, right? So, Luke Atme is trying to make sure that Ron is blackmailing Ron into doing his bidding or getting him money or whatever. And then Ron doesn't realize that Luke Atme is actually the real Mask to Mask, who is the mastermind of the whole plan. Luke Atme then goes and kills this guy because he has information that he needs, because because Ron is no longer the security chief. So Atme needs to get information from the security dude because he doesn't know what's valuable. It's the most precious treasure so Luke Atme went for this treasure, the urn, because he didn't realize it was worthless. It was just shined and stuff to try to make it look as worth something as possible. But he had no information on it. He no longer had his inside source providing him any information on the thing. But wait a second, real quick. If Luke Atme was inside the warehouse, how would he have been inside the CEO office? That means that one of them is lying, which is likely Luke Atme, actually. The same reason why Luke Atme would say the thing. I don't know, but Ron just said that he was there. And they're half an hour apart, so they couldn't just like be there. Oh, I don't know. Let's move on. That's my theory so far. I was able to keep a secret. I made it seem like I had quit on my own. What is it, Nick? You don't look so good. Someone who brings harm to their company is fired as punishment. Maybe even sued. You do well to remember that. Well, bro, how many times have we... Hey, the judge brings harm to the judicial court system of San Francisco, Tokyo. I'd like to talk to the judge's manager. He sure told you.
So, you admit that you stole data from your company, Is that correct?
Yes, I'm sorry.
This is a very important fact. Please add it to your testimony.
Oh man, this whole thing just took a big turn for the worse. Crashed and blew up. Huh? Is it though? I feel like if it's adding to the testimony, if it's adding stuff to the testimony and all this information, then we're probably supposed to do this to progress the game. And any amount of evidence or anything I do to try to present it to him is not going to change the fact that we still need these dialogue options. So, it may look like we're losing or whatever, but we're still progressing the game. Phoenix Wright is weird. It's gonna take the jaws of life to rip this case from the clutches of disaster. He fired me for selling company secrets, but he doesn't know that. Is she in this room with us right now, bro? Why would you do something like that? For Daisy's hobby. What else? Exactly, Nico. Wasting money, huh? It's not a waste. So, Mr. Light doesn't know that her husband was fired, does she? So it would seem. I'm not sure what to think about couples who keep secrets like that from each other. I can't believe it. This case has even gotten Maya to think seriously about couples.
Please try to stay focused, Mr. Wright.
There wasn't much to his testimony, was there? Sounds like he's avoiding something. At least that's what it sounds like to me. Oh, I've got a bad feeling about this. We better be careful. But if we don't find a way to make him spill the beans, we'll never get closer to the truth. Yeah, that evening around 1 a.m. I went to see Mr. Bowler in the security. The blackmail letter I got ordered me to go there. A blackmail threat didn't scare me. It wasn't going to cause me a trouble or anything. Obviously it was. That's a lie. So maybe, so it's either this one or this one. The blackmail threat didn't scare me. It wasn't going to cause you trouble or anything. That's gonna be a lie. Somehow. Somewhere. Some why. Can I look at this? No. Second heist on. He was stealing as directed. That wasn't right.
Objections are not.
So the fact that he did multiples, like this is like what? But it wasn't gonna cause him trouble or anything. He just said that he needed money for Desi's hobby. How do I show Desi's hobby? Found at the scene of the crime. I mean, I guess maybe I could use the Kane's list for the blackmail. No, that wasn't it either, though. So it must be the I mean, that still works, right? The blackmail threat didn't scare me. It wasn't gonna cause him trouble. It was gonna cause him trouble with that information, bro. Click, click, patter, patter. Click, click, patter, patter. Do you hear the clicking of my mouse a lot? You guys probably do. And the patter of my keyboard. Yeah. And it's they're actually closer to this. Man, I really should fix that. I still don't even know how to make it less sensitive. Only when I press aggressively. What's up, Theo? How are you doing? Def didn't hear that. Hey, I'm not aggressive with my thing. It slipped out of my hands, bro. It slipped out of my hands. Oops. I'm sorry, Mr. Keyboard. Woo! I didn't knock everything over. We're good. We're good. It almost knocked over my coffee. Man, that was funny. Whew. Okay. I don't have stream due to rage. So ragey! Hey! Don't get aggressive with the keyboard, Theo. Guys, get a hashtag in the chat for Theo. Thank you so much. Yeah, bro. Guys, don't get aggressive with the keyboard. The keyboard didn't do anything to you. The poor keyboard, bro. Take a picture for you. Oh, I apparently knocked my Elgato stand off of its stand thing. The back of the stand is broken. As in, like, it's not... Okay, now it's fixed. Thank you, Theo. Thank you. There wasn't much to his testimony, was there? Sounds like he's avoiding something at least... Oh, wait, we already said this, so I must have accidentally went too far on it. Alright, so... Fired for selling secrets, but Desi doesn't know that. Are we supposed to show that she does know that? A great clip for the clip reel. I was thinking about doing a stream of going through the clips soon. Yeah, just all the ones that have been posted on the Discord by everybody's. But, so, wait, is the thing I'm supposed to use, like, the security card? Show that he was there? Where's the security card? Okay, so... So, we use the security card to show that that the blackmail did scare him? Because it clearly did. You mess up clips too often? What do you mean? Oh, just if you want to make the clip, Miko. I don't know who makes the, but if you make it, I always go to the appropriate spot, anyways. Whether or not it is appropriately made, I generally, if I look through them, I take them out of their clip form and just play it from probably about 10 seconds prior, so we can get context. Sometimes people make clips that are missing context. And context is necessary. So, yeah, don't worry about that for sure. Lots and lots and lots of clips. I mean, if I look at our clips section, guys, it is ridiculous. Brandy got it. Is this an aggressive or an accident, bro? Def didn't hear that. Hey, I'm not. Brandy already got it. Look at this. Hold on. Let me do raid screen really quick and I'll show it like this. You couldn't see it because I'm in the way. I'm in the way, hold on. Hey, I'm not aggressive. I can't hear it. It slipped out of my hands, bro. Nice. Nice, bro. Epic. Epic, bro. That was the wrong screen. There we go. Yeah, we'll go look through all those clips sometime soon-ish. Brandy, thank you. Brandy, thank you so much for doing it. We got a lot of these, bro. We got so many clips that we have not looked at. There's like hundreds of clips here. I'm scrolling up now. There is a lot. I have not went through clips in quite a long time. Bro, oh my word. Anywho. Just the sort of aggressive, right? Okay, so we can go ahead and try on this one. What our goal could be is that we show that he was there following the blackmail letter despite being doesn't matter to him, you know. So this one, that wasn't it either. What? This is a contradiction though. Ah, that's a contradiction. It's not the contradiction they specifically want, but it is still a contradiction. Everything I've shown is a contradiction. I disagree that because all of these things show a contradiction. He says he doesn't care about the blackmail. Then why did he go? Why was he there? He said he didn't care about the blackmail, wasn't going to cause him any trouble. Then what about the money he was making from it? What about what he just said is that he needs to keep Desi in a lifestyle that she's comfortable with. There's so many contradictions. He made it nice. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, Theo and Brandy for making clips. You made a great looping point. Oh, okay. Maybe I should turn it into a short. Making it a short that just goes on forever. I love those. Those are my favorite shorts, guys. The shorts and TikToks that you don't even realize they started over. Those are my favorite ones. And you end up watching it like 5 times without realizing you actually... before you realize that you're watching the same thing over and over and over. As you rewatch it on accident, you might rewatch it many times on accident. Whew. That's how I did my can't figure out how to get more 15 second. You have to drag the bar. On PC, Brandy, you go and then there's like a bar on the right side. And you have to like drag the bar under the video and then you can make it max to 30 seconds. Okay, so we showed him multiple things. Mobile. Oh, I've never done it on mobile, so I wouldn't know. But I'm assuming same situation. Look for where the video is. And then you'll have like a white bar in the middle of the video, and then you expand that bar to be as big as you can. I'm sure it's like that on mobile too, just in a different way. I could be wrong. It might be nothing like that on mobile. Okay, well, I already showed a bunch of stuff, but why did he... Man. What's the thing next to the vase? Your mom. You're like, wow, really? Shame! For shame! Kat, what was the last thing you said your mom on? It was something really funny. I don't remember what it was. It was something really ridiculous. Oh! Because it says, if you don't, I'll take that. You don't remember? You just said it like 2 days ago, I want to say. She likes vases. Nothing wrong here. Yeah, it's fine. Your mom likes vases because they're really pretty to put flowers in and really brighten up the room. Get all aggressive. Smash his keyboard. Oh, so aggressive. They really brighten up the whole room. Don't you just love it? Isn't it so peaceful? I love it. Sounds like Hulk Hogan or something. Brother. Alright, so this suggests that you sound like that wrestler.
Oh, let's go, brother. I'll fight you on the thing.
What it's like to have a drill sergeant as a mom, I think. Exactly. I didn't show you what's next to the vase. Oh! I showed you blackmail letter. No, wait, that's not a vase. That is most definitely not a vase, bro. Ron's testimony from Damask's second heist on... he was stealing as directed by blackmailers. Evasive. Yes. Evasive. Oh my word. That's funny. That's really funny. It's obviously a vase. So yes, it's Ron's testimony. He was stealing as directed by, heists 2, 3, and 4. This is the first thing I tried on this one, and it didn't work. So, maybe I used it on the wrong dialogue, but this is the first thing I used, and we got marked down 2 for it. So, I think what we need to do is actually the blackmail letter here, because it says, if you don't, I'll take that red diamond you received the other day instead. So we're proving that there is something that's going to cause him trouble, right? I mean, that's the only thing I can think of. We've already gotten, like, I've already proved the same contradiction like 4 different times to this guy, but they were all wrong. We used this to say that the blackmail threat did help. It was going to cause him trouble in some way. We used this to prove that it did scare him because he followed the blackmail letter. What else did I use? We used, actually, I don't know. What else did we use? Is it just 2? No, it's another item. What else did we use? Oh, I used Kane's list because this talks about all of the pricing of the things. So maybe it was just the 3 ones. Okay, so let's try this one. That was also not it. The statement contradicts it does contradict the evidence, but apparently that's not the right answer, even though it directly contradicts the evidence. But yeah, sure. Boom, boom, boom. Nah, that's not it. I don't know, bro. What? Am I missing something? Am I supposed to re-pressure on something that I've already pressured? The Ultimate Warrior. but you keep it quiet. Okay, I'm gonna go into this. 1 a.m. You sure about that? That's what it might. Oh, okay, we already said this. Same thing. Then this.
The blackmail letter, if you don't receive once your identity.
I'm so sure for Master Masker thing. I'm afraid that reason isn't going to hold. Oh! So even though I had the evidence to prove that he was lying, the game wanted me to do a double pressure thing? Of course. Of course. Even though I had all the evidence I needed to prove that he was lying. But the game is like, nah, I don't really want you to use that right now. I'm afraid that reason isn't going to hold up anymore. What do you mean? The victim had no proof that the defendant was masked to mask, but you were the one who stole company secrets only 1 year earlier. But that was all over once I was fired. But it is true that I stole a secret that was a Captain Rat. Even so, there's no reason for me to pay up a whole year later. Is that really true? What is it, Nick? The fact that Ron was stealing company data. I wonder if he would have a problem if that ever became public knowledge. Yeah, he would. Because he doesn't want his wife to know. It's like, again, a contradiction in his own statement. So they just wanted me to do a double pressure thing. Guys, can we keep that in mind that this is the second time that they just blindly throw in this mechanic? They just blindly throw this mechanic in second time. Like they did it in the last game, and it really caught me off guard. And then the same thing they did this. They didn't even like point to it or suggested it anyway. They'll just let you try every piece of evidence before you did. Like, so if you come to this game or the second game, they'll just let you try every little piece of evidence before you're literally forced to pressure things again. Because, I mean, the first game at least, and the beginning of the games lead you to believe that you never have to press information you've previously pressed. It doesn't tell you need to do that. And when it brings it up, you don't know you have to do it because, and as a player, I don't think that we have to do it because I wasn't told about it previously in the game. And so they kind of just throw it in at you, and then you just have to expect that this is something that might be of every single point. So the only reason I went to go repressure things at this moment is because I had the prior knowledge of that this game will throw that mechanic at us. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have, I still, like the first time that it happened in the other game, I would have been the same way. I would have probably went through pretty much all my evidence, which let's keep in mind, my evidence was sound and was contradictory directly to what they said in the game. Let's get that clear. The evidence I brought was proving the same point that we're probably gonna prove here, and it didn't allow it. It didn't allow it because it wanted us to use this other mechanic that it had not told us about. So, poor game design. Poor game design. They really should tell the player ahead of time in some way. Say, like, you get to the end of the dialogue and then Maya says, we should really just pressure, we should pressure the information again, right? We should pressure the information through. Rule 6. I likely am Rule 6 in this. But still, I'm offended because they didn't tell us about the mechanic. But you are right. I'm always Rule 6ing myself here. Mr. Delight, I believe you would have been in considerable trouble if your identity as a company data thief was made public.
Mr. Wright, what are you trying to do bullying your own client?
Men are like colonies of bacteria. The more heat you apply, the faster they grow. What? 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 More heat you apply, the faster they grow. I mean, what context are we saying here, bro? Like, what? Like, there's like, I guess that's true. And in like 5 of the 7 ways that I could take that sentence, it is true. In the other 2, the jury's still out. You don't have to pretend he knows. You know what he's saying, Phoenix, right, Theo? That's exactly right. Well then, feel free to keep up the heat, my little lawyer amigo. I mean, hey, this guy has got the more. That's one way of taking it. Exactly. So, speaks like a sphinx, bro. Yeah, dude. The more he, yeah. So that is one way of taking it. But like, I mean, you could take it literally. The more you apply. But bacteria also don't feed off of heat. Bacteria doesn't grow from heat. This man doesn't understand science. Some bacteria can utilize heat to increase their metabolic responses, but they don't grow faster because of heat. They grow faster based on their food source. Or their not their food source, but their I should say their environment. The better the environment, the faster they grow. Not the more heat you apply. The more heat you apply, the faster they die. In stream holes. No. Most bacteria that causes it to grow faster in warmer temperatures, but I mean like the way he words it suggests that heat is what causes them to grow. When heat does not cause them to grow, it just in the environmental changes just allow our most optimal at that point in temperature. But the heat itself is not what causes the bacteria to grow, right? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I don't know microbiology at all. I mean, I'm no microbiologist, bro. Well then, feel free to keep up the heat, my little lawyer amigo. Little lawyer amigo. Yes. Now come on. Provide some evidence to back up your assertion. Why is he holding his hand open? He's just holding his hand open, waiting for the cup of coffee, but it hasn't reached his hand yet. He's waiting for it to get done. He just has this coffee machine off the side of the screen over here that's just constantly making a coffee, and then he's just waiting for it to be like chucked across the table. Has some sort of mechanic to like throw it to his hand. Telekinesis. Maybe he has telekinesis, bro. Yes. Come on now. Provide backup. Why would Mr. Delight want to keep his data stealing secret from going public? Because of his wife! Mr. Delight, what you said just now doesn't match what you told me yesterday. And doesn't match what he literally just said right now. What that doesn't. I think you must have been scared. Very scared. of having a certain person find out your secret. Desiree earlier. Oh. When you mean when he said on the point where I was presenting a bunch of evidence, I could have presented Desiree as his contradiction. I presented him 4 contradictions, bro. I presented that man 4 contradictions, and they were all wrong. So you're saying it was either Desiree or pressure, or repressurize the previous one. Okay. Interesting. I mean, as long as there was evidence that they can hit, then I guess they don't force the repressuring of a previous thing that you already pressured, which I do like better. I do like that better. As long as they give multiple options for it, then I do like that better for sure. Of having a certain person find out your secret.
A certain person?
Miss Desiree Delight, the defendant's wife. But listen to me, my Desi. She's a. Looks like if I just sit back and relax, all the fun will end before it truly begins. Godot. Yes, we know. It's all your wife's fault.
What do you mean?
Mr. Delight stole company data to pay for his wife's spending habit, for which he was fired. Unable to face his own wife, someone used his dirty little secret to blackmail her. And that is how this murder came about. No, everything's falling neatly in place for him. I don't talk about my Daisy like that. Or you'll be sorry. Sorry. I mean, it sounds like he should be having more of a confident voice in that when he. Or you'll be sorry. I don't know. It's hard to do a confident voice with that. After doing not confident, right?
We've learned a great deal of things so far.
What do you think, Nick? I didn't think it was possible to get so thoroughly whipped in just 20 minutes.
Clearly, there was sufficient motive for murder. He stole data for his wife, he killed to protect a secret, a family man who cared just a little too much.
Haha, the motive is clear. Let's move on. What happened at the crime scene at 1 in the morning, Mr. Delight? Come now, tell us. We're all ears. At the CEO's office. When I entered the office, there was a suspicious shadow there. Suddenly, I was hit on the forehead. After that, I remembered being a bit dazed. If I hadn't been wearing that, I would have been killed. When I came to, Mr. Bullard was lying there dead.
I see. Suddenly hit on the forehead, huh? I believe the detective from yesterday provided a similar testimony.
Ha! Interesting. Okay. If Atme is using Ron's location as a reason... I mean, okay, so what if Atme was not hiding at all inside the warehouse, but instead, when he was knocked out for 30 minutes, that was actually his travel time to get to the what's it called? The other place. And the KB Security. So to warehouse from KB Security. And he was not actually knocked out unconscious. He was saying that Oh, so Atme was kind of telling the truth, but from the perspective of Ron, because he says Mask to Mask took him out, which if he was playing like the Ron in a way, then he knocked him out. But I mean, okay, that's just like weird thinking, because the sword's not there. What did he knock him out with? What's the motive? Where was it? Questions to be asked.
He said the Master struck him on the head from behind.
Of course, since Atme turned up to be the culprit himself, that was all a lie. I'm still not sure. The jury's still out whether he's actually truly the culprit. Because what if now the question becomes, what if Ron really is Mask to Mask, and then Atme is just trying to, like Ron, just trying to get out of the murder charge, to have an alibi separately of this murder charge, which is what Atme would do. I mean, it's what Ron's doing. Why wouldn't Atme try to do it too? Ha! No one's gonna believe a pathetic lie like that. What are you saying? I was really attacked.
We'll find out what you say is true during the cross-examination.
Got that, Mr. Trite. Don't go easy just because he's your client. If I see any sign that you are, I'll treat you to another cup of my special blend. Please do. Please do. Please throw a big cup of coffee at Phoenix. That was hilarious, bro. You don't need to worry about that, Mr. Godot. I have faith in Ron. I know he didn't do it. Pizza plus coffee equals lunch. Bro, quick question for everybody. Who likes reheated pizza? I love reheated pizza. Like pizzas that has been gone cold by like put away in a fridge or something, and then you reheat it to be hot again, and it's better than prior. So like there's like a point of freshness. A really, really fresh pizza that like just came out of the oven. Amazing, right? But it doesn't take long for that to get too cold, right? And then there's a point it gets too cold and the cheese starts hardening, and then from that point on, it actually, to me, it tastes better if you reheat it, and it you personally prefer. So I prefer really fresh too, but I'm saying like aside from really, really fresh, like direct, like cheese still melting as you lift it, right? Cheese still melting as you lift the pizza, that kind of fresh. Reheated Chinese, oh man, that'd be good though. That'd be good. Bro, reheated Chinese do be good. Do be good. What's your favorite thing to get, Kat, for Chinese foods? What is everybody's favorite thing to get as Chinese food? Reheated poutine? I've still never had poutine. I don't know if I ever will. I would love to try it, but honestly, gravy makes me nauseous. Having too much gravy on anything just makes me nauseous. I'm not a fan of gravy. I mean, I'm a fan of a little gravy, but just seeing a mound of gravy, ew. I mean, I'm sure it's gonna be good though, and I would still try it. I would still try poutine. Even though the look of it make me sick to my stomach, I'd still try. You don't like American gravy? Tastes different on poutine? Oh! There you go. You reheat it, and your air fryer tastes amazing? Nice. From a certain restaurant, not all poutine is good. Like the McDonald's poutine is bad. Man, I need to try some poutine sometime. Man. I mean, so many people like it that I could only imagine that I would like it too. Because I'm somebody who generally, I found out that in my life, things that I generally like, a lot of people like. So I have come to realize, a lot of people think that they're special and that like their ideas and values and things are unique. I have come to the realization that nothing everything I like and whatnot is not unique. I am literally the most average person when it comes to my likes and dislikes. I just like everything people like, generally. Hey, Tiger, if a group of people like something, pretty much anything, then I generally can like that thing too, in one way or another. And I've just found that out. So that doesn't make me unique. In fact, that makes me as average as can possibly be. Because I have no unique things. I just like what everybody else likes. Sometimes I realize I like something before other people realize they like it. And that's something I always actually thought I was like unique for when I was younger, is because I would like something that nobody would have any idea about, and then boom, it just grow huge. And then like in my head, you know, when I was young and stupid, it was like, well, people are clearly following me. No, I just liked something that they also liked. I just happened to look at it first, you know. It had nothing to do with me. Fortnite's a good example. I played and got bored of Fortnite before anybody even knew what it was. You know? I played it pretty heavily and told people about it and all this stuff well before anybody even knew it at all. And it was fun. It was fun. I told people about it, tried to get them to play it. Nothing. They didn't, you know. And then it took off. Man, I remember the days when there wasn't even a leaderboard. You just had to just know how many wins you had. With others' likings a long time ago? Well, that's the whole thing. I'm not comparing it. I'm saying that I generally, what I like, it generally, I'm saying for me personally, what I tend to like, everybody tends to like. So, as like just a general population. I'm not speaking on you guys. You guys can have all your unique interests that maybe only you like, possibly. Maybe. I mean, if you're more than welcome to like whatever you want. I'm just saying that me, myself, I'm an average person. I am like the average person, right? I'm like I am as average as they come. I just like what people generally like, you know? I don't find myself liking something. Food. Bro, that's funny. Well, I mean, I'm just saying, are you afraid of being too average? Nope. No. In fact, no. I think that I just have a better understanding. I just have a better understanding than I did years ago, of you know, my situation and my likes and interests and whatnot, which speaks to a larger sense of what people like, maybe what Americans like, maybe what people in my part of the country like, you know, based on how they were raised and what they were brought up around, right? So no, yeah, in fact, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it because, I mean, that means if something I like is something that people like, then I can be sure that more people are going to like it. So as a content creator, if I like something and I do something, that means that I can do that and other people are going to like it, because I can just utilize the fact that other people like it as well, right? So, and sometimes that works out a lot. I mean, it's worked out a lot for this channel a bunch, but, and then, it's just a realization. I don't need to be a unique snowflake, right? I'm somebody who I really like, I'll take I still think that there are things about my personality that we do not see in other people. Mainly the critical thinking is I really try hard to be critical thinking all the time. And that is very, very rare to see anybody really do and have it easy to. I mean, I don't even do it perfectly myself. Anybody who says they're a perfect critical thinker, well, they don't know they don't know what critical thinking is. No, so it's just but you know what allows me to think the way I do is my raising. I never had any traumas. I never had any traumas that affected me on a deeper level when I was growing up. I've never had too many problems. I've never been everything that would affect how I think and believe about anything in life. I was not put in a situation to where I would be biased to think such a way. And I believe that is what has given me the ability, because I don't have any of those things that make me biased to think one way or another. Or if I do, I then realize that bias seemingly more sooner than others. I don't want to say that for sure, because maybe Francis, I think, is probably one of the best critical thinkers I've met. Francis, you do some heavy critical thinking, and I love it. You know, sometimes we all trip up, but I still see a lot of critical thought process on your side of life, and I love it. You know, Roth does the same thing. Roth is another person who critically thinks. You know, he's not afraid of being wrong. And he is, I mean, we all have our biases, right? But it's understanding when those biases are driving a decision that we make. Sorry, I'm getting off topic. Francis, one of the best critical thinkers I know. You know, Kat, you're cute, you know that? No, Kat, you think critically sometimes. Saying you have biases when not even trying to be biased is bias. Oh, I understand. I understand that I'm going to be biased, and no matter what I do, I'm always going to have these biases that I realize in myself. So something I did a lot, and that I've really been trying to stop recently in myself, is like shutting down information. If somebody says something that in my head snaps as being wrong, well, all of us, it's like a human thing to just be like, no. What I know is better, right? And so we just shut that down as no, myself included, and I try to stop that. So what I try to do is I try to like if I feel like I'm about to say no to somebody else's opinion or something like that, I try to stop myself from doing that and instead listening to them. And then if there's something wrong, like factually speaking about what they say or something, then I can present that information of how like reality might contradict with their belief, you know. That way I realize myself I'm having a bias myself, and then I'm trying to change that. So something I still struggle with. Again, anybody who says they're a perfect critical thinker does not understand what critical thinking is, because critical thinking is the ability to change yourself, and the ability to understand when like you yourself are wrong. Like when I myself am wrong, I always want to know so that I can fix that and come to the greater conclusion. that is more accurate, maybe morally, and logically. Sometimes logic is thrown out the window a little bit for the sake of morality and ethics, which I'm okay with. And see, that's the true difference between somebody who just thinks pure logically and a critical thinker, is because critical thinking, you're probably also going to take in ethics into account and stuff like that, you know, because it's better. I mean, logic, if you, okay, so you could think critically and pure logically, but you're generally only thinking about one person at that time and the benefits one person gains from one person's ability, from every individual person themselves, right? But if you're using critical thought, you realize that cooperation and teamwork are required to do great things. And if you use cooperating teamwork, then you know that you have to keep all these parts of the cooperation and teamwork whole and healthy and working together. Therefore, you need to be thinking about everybody else, making sure they're happy, making sure, like, if you people kind to each other. Oh man, sorry. Anyway, you prefer to keep your thoughts to yourself because you don't like confrontation unless your buttons are pressed. Kat will be like, fired! Actually, no, she'll just let it banned. We don't. I don't know if when you say fired that we've like pushed your buttons in that respect. We're just. I mean, then that would mean that Francis pushes your buttons every time he calls you the opposite of tall. I'm avoiding saying it just to not trigger. Francis. Hey, I didn't make that comparison. Totally not me. Woo! That's funny. When I entered the office, there was a suspicious shadow there. Can you press it? Let's press it. Who was this suspicious shadow? If there was 1,000 of me, even if one knew, I'd tell you. Trust me. Makes my head grow. His dodging all of his questions is not helping us win this case. Okay, then how was the victim, Mr. Bullard, at the time? What do you mean by how was he? Was he already dead? Was he still alive? Maybe he was the one who hit you in the first place. That's a good question. What do you think, Mr. Writer? Forget it. Suddenly, I was hit on the forehead. After that, I remember being a bit dazed. Your forehead? Yes, I was hit on the forehead as soon as I entered the room. It was an amazing, fast, and powerful attack. Do you remember anything about who hit you? Well, like I said, it was a fast and powerful hit, so I think I was dazed for a while. I don't think Mr. Delight even grasped what we were asking. Yeah, I'd like to show him fast and powerful attack myself. Maybe that would knock some sense back into him. Oh my word. Phoenix is turning into a Von Karma. If I hadn't been wearing that, I would have been killed. If you hadn't been wearing that? Wait, what? Wait, what? Wait, what? Hadn't been wearing what? That? Could you please clarify what you're referring to? Why, my mask, the mask costume, of course.
Wait just a moment. Master Masker?
Oh, did I forget to mention it before? Just to be a safe side, I dressed as a mask of the mask. And then I descended upon the CEO of security.
What?
about this? He never told me this. I don't recall him ever mentioning it to me either. Even I didn't know that. Uh-oh, Cyclops is getting fried, bro. It seems our little friend loves to keep secrets. I sorry. I just never had a chance to mention it up until now. Wait, that's not right. You know how things just sometimes slip your mind. Ha! My 6th cup of coffee is staring at me coldly. This man and his coffee.
At any rate, we can't ignore this new piece of information. Witness, please correct your testimony.
I'd have been killed if I hadn't been wearing my mask, the mask costume. Boo, boo. Why were you dressed up as Mask to Mask? Why? Because I'm Mask the Mask, of course.
What are you talking about? Mask to Mask trial is being held next door.
Yes, I guess so. Anyway, at the time... So, he doesn't deny that Atme is Mask to Mask, but he also says he himself is Mask to Mask. So, that suggests that they were both hired as Mask to Mask, right? But why? How would he, why is he not saying that he's Mask to Mask? The only time that they said that he was the only one and only Damask is at the beginning when Godot promised him that he would go to jail as the one and only Mask to Mask. How are you doing? Welcome, welcome. I know it's a strange one. Welcome, welcome, Tara. Hope you're having a good day. Did he say it another time, though? That's the question. That's the question. Did he say it other times? I mean, I guess that's enough, just saying it once. But why isn't he why does he not correct us, or correct that he's the only Mask to Mask, like he did before? You thought I was being blackmailed over the Mask issue. What Mask issue? So, I thought I should go with him, just to be safe. Oh, boy. Let me tell you, it's a real pain to move around with the cape. That's why it took a lot longer than I expected. Took a lot longer? What is he talking about? Press harder. What do you mean by took a lot longer? Any questions I have, the game answers those for you. Yes! But for the sake of making quality, fun, entertaining content, I say them out loud, and also will be wrong. Probably most of the time. But that's so that everybody who knows, like you, if you know what's gonna happen, can be like, Kink, you're so dumb! I think that makes it fun. I don't mind being wrong. I don't mind being wrong. The theories and the voice acting. That's what we're doing here. Make these playthroughs more unique than other playthroughs. You know? I do want to make the streams entertaining. That's like the number one goal. That's the number one goal. I have black all over my hand. How did I get black on my hands? It's more surprising that round. Yeah. Well, that's why I'm constantly just going off on random theories. Because I think it makes it more fun for the stream. I mean, everybody that's here likes it, right? You guys like it when I go off on the random tangents, especially if I'm wrong. Especially when I'm wrong most of the time. Opening the safe, of course. My cape got caught on the safe door. Yeah. This all happened when I was hiding Mr. Ballard's body.
What was that? Back up a second!
Yes.
You were the one that Is the body in the safe?
Well, yes.
Inconceivable! Inconceivable! Why, this wife? What reason could you have? What are you thinking?
Right? Nice. Question. When does someone toss their dirty shorts in the washing machine?
What?
The answer is simple. When they take them off. I thought you were gonna like make an analogy about them being dirty. Not when you take them off, bro. Like, what? Like, if he said that they, because they're dirty, would make like perfect sense. Would be such a deep statement. But when you, okay, let's see if he says more on it. No, he doesn't. For Apollo Justice. Oh, Tara, I just decided to go with this camera angle. This used to be my main camera. So what we used to look like is this. So I was tiny. I'm much smaller over here, and this is where we were. And I decided that I'd go back to I decided that we'd go back to my original camera setup of I'm kind of larger on the side. This is where I've always been. I don't know. I always preferred this look, I guess, more and more. We've went through a lot of iterations of screens. The smaller one seems weird now. Yeah, we all prefer this one, right? The bigger camera. I think I like it. It's actually a lot more like Kat's, because Kat is like really tall. You can see how tall she is on her own stream. She's like at least this much taller than me. Look, see? I'm like this tall, and I'm like this tall. So she's got a good foot or two on me, guys. The original idea of my camera was that I could stand up and walk across the screen. That's the whole reason I got such a large thing. The original idea was that I could stand up and then like walk to the other side of the screen, right there. See how far I can reach my hand? That was always a design I wanted. Was that I have a very wide range of movement. If you know how to do that, that is very easy to do. I can do that with this right here. There you go. It's a transform, flip vertical, or if I could do a rotate 180, but that wouldn't be quite right there. With the click of a button. That's right. I'm upside down now. And then I can actually control Z to fix it. I don't even have to go click the button again. I can just undo.
As usual, I have no idea what you're saying.
Do you mean that Mr. Delight hit the body because he's a murderer? Ha! So you're not as stupid as you look. Actually, speaking of my camera, guys, I want to get a gamer wall set up over here on my side, and then I'm going to set up another camera from my left side over here, and then that'll be my camera that I used to, like, I don't know, just be randomly interacting, because then I won't have a green screen. It'll no longer be green screened on that. It'll be a shelf with a bunch of gamer objects. Maybe you see some of my swords or daggers and knives and stuff. Maybe instruments. Gamer wall. Yeah, Beacon and Nick is a good example. He has like a million things going on behind him, right? Bald Gamer. You know what they have. They don't have a green screen. And I'd love to have one of those. I mean, I could fake and put one in, but I don't like deceiving people because this already makes people think it's real, right? I put this on. I put this one on and people think this is real, right? And I don't like that deception, really. I like that I can make it feel real, right? I love that I can make it feel real, but I don't want to make people think something is real when it's not, right? Because this wall exists, but it's over there. This TV does not exist. You know, this TV behind me does not exist at all. I never use this one anyways. I haven't used this screen in a long time. Alright. You can see all my old NES, SCNS. No. I might have access to NES and a N64, but like you would probably see like a guitar. Let's see if I can play like. Am I good? I don't know how to play this thing at all. Trying to get the notes is what we hear in there. I don't even know. Exactly, bro. A little bit more practice and I love it. I have no idea how to play this. I do want to start practicing. Just picking it up randomly actually has been getting my fingers ready for it. So I've been trying to pick it up just randomly, just because it's getting my fingers better and better ready for it. Because when you first start playing anything on a string, it hurts the crap out of your fingers. So you have to build up a kind of resistance for a while. Well, that's close. The spirit is higher than the skill. I love that, Hypercats. Ah! Is that why you use a pick? It hurts up here as well. It hurts. In fact, one could argue that it hurts much more on your neck hand than it does with the plucking. I can't even hear it. I don't know. Anywho, what you would see up on my gamer wall, and King is higher than everything else. But the things I have, like, I have both a Doom helmet and a Fallout 4 Brotherhood helmet. Let's do it. Thank you, Cat. Let's take that. GG's on that breather, bro. Let's take another one, actually. I want to take another one. So, I have actually I have a lot of gamer gear that people have given to me over the years. Personally, I do not buy gaming stuff. I just don't. No, I don't buy anything that I don't need. I literally don't buy anything. I literally only buy things I need. So, I don't buy any gaming gear, right? Well, I should say that I haven't bought anything I don't need for a very, very long time. I used to waste my money on every stupid thing you could think of, but not for a long time. Anywho, so I have a bunch of swords and daggers and cool things like that. I have artwork. I have over in this other side of the room, I have a Fallout 4 Brotherhood full-size helmet. I have a Doom Guy full-size helmet, you know. I have a Black Ops flag that I won in a tournament for Black Ops 2. you know, I have all this gamer stuff that I've been given that I don't use. So I figured, because I'm a content creator, I should have a gamer shrine, so that just for the sake of having a backdrop for you guys, you know, I don't have a backdrop, and I was thinking that it would be good to have a backdrop. But I like my green screen, so like, it would be 2 separate cameras. My 4K camera right here, what you guys are looking at, is the Logitech something Brio. Logitech Brio, I think, and then I'd have my smaller camera over here pointing at the gamer shrine, which would be off screen for this camera. Well, I mean, it's actually not off screen. You can see this entire wall with this camera. It's just cut to be shorter. Like, you could actually, this camera you guys are looking at can actually see this guitar in frame. It's that far off it's that far off the thing. So it can actually see this guitar off frame. Anywho, sorry guys, I got off topic. You're not as stupid as you look. I'd like to do that though. Someday. Someday when I actually go to set it up. His metaphor was really obscure. This time was really obscure. Yeah, it didn't need to be obscure. He just could have said if they were dirty. I mean, I'm positive it's just to make it funny. And to, again, throw us off. Like it constantly does.
Mr. Wright, you don't mean that you know about this whole safe business, do you?
Yeah. Playing Wheel of Fortune? Nice. Dang it, they need to stop using that sound effect. It makes me think we've lost bars every time.
Why am I the only one not in the loop here? Witness, Bigfoot, I just heard your testimony.
Yes, sir. Oh, it looks like a storm front is moving over the Fairweather Judge. I panicked and I hid the body in the safe. It took about 10 minutes. Brandy, I'm gonna move to solve, and I'm gonna say it's booty, 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 booty everywhere. Classic Wheel of Fortune answer, right? Why did you hide the body in the safe anyway? Because it wouldn't fit in the drawer. Brandy's saying she's playing Wheel of Fortune. Have you ever seen Wheel of Fortune, Kat? You've got to know what Wheel of Fortune is. Francis, you know what Wheel of Fortune is. Is that an American thing? That's not an American thing, is it? That's not exactly what I meant. When I saw that corpse, I kind of lost it. I thought, if they find this corpse, they'll think I did it. I think you had a simpler reason than that. Yeah, because you did it! It's because you killed him. That's why you spent 10 minutes hiding the body.
That certainly makes more sense.
Hold on. It's definitely an American show, but you know of it. Okay. When addressing Froggy. Francis! I love the name Francis. I love the name Francis. It's a great name. When you always... Wheel of Fortune was a thing. It was around since the 50s. Yeah, well, but I meant is it knowledge in pop culture with you know, other cultures that are not American. You were born with it. Were you though? Did your parents have you named prior to your birth, or did your parents name you after you were born? Hold on. 10 minutes. What is it, Nick? I just had a thought. You can only have one at a time. Under those circumstances, Would you normally try to hide the body? What's up, Lan? How are you doing? And spend 10 whole minutes to do it? Bro, have you seen him? They knew your name before they even had a little book with names and what they mean. Aw, that's cute. Under those circumstances... What circumstances? Oh! Hey, Nick, if you think his behavior was so strange, why don't you present some evidence that would show what those circumstances were? That's it. I'll take you the court record and present some evidence. We heard it from Mr. Delight yesterday, didn't we? There's not much in this testimony either. I bet you he's still hiding something. I wouldn't be surprised. We'll just have to draw it out of him. Just got home. I hope your day has been good, Lan. I just hope he doesn't make things any more complicated. When I entered the office, something is suspicious there. I'm gonna go and save. Save him a do. Pretty sure your name didn't say he's gonna stay in his room forever. It's clearly the meaning of Francis. Oh man. When I entered the office, there was a suspicious shadow there. Well, we already pressed all this information. You panicked and hid the body in the safe. It took about 10 minutes. So that's what we're supposed to be presenting evidence on? Well, he died at 1. That's not very helpful. Who would have hit the button? Is he wearing gloves? Is Ron Delight wearing gloves? Or did Atme hit this? Or did... No, I mean... I would think that we could assume that if somebody tried to wipe fingerprints off of that it would hit the button again, right? So we can assume maybe that the button was hit with gloves on, or something to prevent a fingerprint from being put on it in the first place. In this case, being gloves. And since it was only hit once, that would indeed suggest that it is the badge! Didn't see it coming, did you? I'm sorry, guys. I keep badgering you. Okay. So, wait. I saved right after, right? Or did I save right before we pressed all this information? We already pressured all this? Wait, did I forget? I don't know if I did that. I don't think I saved actually after pressing this information. Whoopsie! Oh! Wait, how far back did I go? It was right there, right? Uh-oh. Oh, okay, there we go. It is right there. I thought I saved further. Okay, so... Let me make sure I save again. Let's see. So, something suspicious in the office. Being a bit dazed. Mask de mask costume. Do we show the security camera photo as a contradiction? This sounds possible. Mine, they're dead. Hid the body. Well, he questioned this thing though. He questioned about 10 minutes and said we had to use evidence for the 10 minutes part. I mean, same thing. Security camera photo. It shows that couldn't have been done. In fact, the emergency button was hit 4 minutes after this. Could you imagine they live in 2 different time zones and it's like right along the border of the time zones? That would be so complicated, bro. If they just threw that in, that would get so complicated. Could you imagine if they just used that as a random piece of evidence they throw in at some point? The fact that like two crimes took place across different time zones, and the time zone line is like right there or something. So then you have to like then the times like would be all effed up. For no other reason than just to make you get it all screwed up and throw you off. Okay, so I think I want to try the other one, even though it's probably not going to work because the game suggested we should put evidence on this dial. Because it's suggested that we put on this dialogue means that we have to show none of the, I mean, I guess I don't know what we're supposed to show here. Let me go to the other one. I'm gonna go to the other one first. Okay, let me try this one. R, and I'm gonna try to present this. Oopsie. That wasn't it. Okay, I was thinking. Rip! You know what? I'm just gonna go back to my save. It has to be something on the 10 minutes. And then... So... what about the 10 minutes part? And he said evidence specifically. So, I mean, maybe the security camera photo? Or the camera data? Or Kane's autopsy? Or what is it? What it suggests that this is at like 10:40? Or sorry, 1:40 in the morning. Half an hour has gone by, and then 10 minutes. Like, he got knocked unconscious, woke up a half an hour later, then spent 10 minutes putting the body inside the thing. And he said evidence. He said we got to present evidence, so it's not a profile either. And or repressuring a different thing we already said. But none of this. What contradicts 10 minutes? Why are we I mean, I'm sure there's a reason for it that we just aren't aware of yet. I don't know. I guess I just got to start randomly using stuff because it could be several things. Okay, that one was it, apparently. Maybe I could have used all the things and it would have worked. Or maybe this is the only thing. Your Honor, could you take a look at this record?
And what might this be?
The record for the emergency buzzer that connects the CEO's office security. If the button in the office is pressed, the security team is supposed to come running. And according to this record, the buzzer was pushed once at 1:02 a.m.
What?
If Mr. Ron DeLite truly was the murderer, he would have ran as soon as that buzzer sounded. After all, a security guard would have been heading his way. Oh. So right for the wrong reasons I am. Bum, 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 bum. Sorry, I love this song. It's like the best one, bro. It's like the best one. Bum, 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 bum. I love it! Ha! Let's remember who we're dealing with here. He probably had no idea there were security personnel in the building. Up until 1 year ago, my client was working as a chief of security. There's no way he wouldn't have known about them. He also installed them himself. Oh, no, it was a safety. Objection! But, as it turns out, the guard never came. That was nothing more than a coincidence. The fact that the guard was a pathetic loser who had just gotten punched in the face by his ex's new boyfriend and wasn't anywhere in the vicinity was not something Mr. DeLite could have known. Ha! Again, remember who we're dealing with here. It's a sure bet that even Mr. DeLite didn't even notice the buzzer going off. This buzzer is extremely loud. There's no way he could have ignored something like that. If he had been conscious, that is.
Conscious? What do you mean by that?
Fine. Let's hear your theory. Okay. Recall the defendant's testimony. The moment he entered the victim's office, someone attacked him. Mr. DeLite said he felt dazed. I'm willing to wager that he was knocked unconscious for at least a few minutes. Oh, so we're not saying he was knocked unconscious for a half an hour. Where in the F did I get a half an hour from? My own brain, I'm guessing.
Unconscious? He said he fainted?
He literally said that! Bro, Judge! Get a new job, Judge! That's why Mr. DeLite didn't know that the buzzer had sounded. And that's why he thought he had time to hide the body. Judge just woke up. So, what you're trying to say? Mr. DeLite was knocked out, and the buzzer went off soon afterwards. Now, unless my client was able to hit the buzzer while he was unconscious, it can only mean that there was another person in that room. That's right. Whoever it was, they knocked out Ron DeLite and then pressed the buzzer.
Order! Order in the court! Mr. Wright, this is...
It suggests it was at me. Because at me, as he said previously in his testimony, he always wears gloves. This is preposterous. It was this kid. Ron DeLite is the one who killed Kane Bowler. The one who pressed the buzzer, then who pressed the buzzer? It was the victim, of course, but he wasn't wearing gloves. He pressed the buzzer when the defendant attacked him. He didn't die right away. He must have held long enough to push that button.
So Kane Bowler sounded the buzzer himself. What's your opinion on this, Mr. Wright?
I need to prove that the real criminal was there to the scene, but how? Can I prove that it wasn't Kane Buzzer who sounded the buzzer?
I can.
The defense's opinion is this, Your Honor. The piece of evidence proves that it wasn't the victim who sounded it. My badge! I'm kidding. I believe this piece of evidence is incontrovertible evidence you were looking for.
The emergency buzzer? Is there some kind of clue on it?
Absolutely not. Hey, come on now. At least give some thought to what you say before opening your mouth. The fact that there are absolutely no clues is itself the clue.
Now I'm the one who clueless.
This button has no fingerprints on it. If Mr. Bullard really had pressed it himself, naturally he would have left his fingerprints behind.
Objection! Ron Delight obviously wiped them off.
No. Why would he? A guard could have come in at any moment.
He touched that button. I know he did.
The defendant, Mr. Delight, was dressed as Mask to Mask. And Mask to Mask always wears gloves. What reason could he possibly have to wipe the button free of fingerprints?
Order! Order! Order!
It would seem. Fresh cup of coffee. I've been forced to eat crow. What? I wonder what blend number crow flavored coffee is.
However, if the real killer was there to see, why would that person press the emergency button? Buzzer. Shouldn't they have run away without putting themselves in extreme danger?
He was setting... Bro, he was trying to set... Judge? Phoenix will probably explain it to you.
What's this awkward silence all of a sudden?
Haha, it looks like you're fresh out of parlor tricks. They're on to you, Nick. Just give me a minute to collect my thoughts. The real culprit killed Mr. Bullard around 1 a.m. And Mr. Delight just happened to waltz in when the murder was taking place. The killer clobbered Mr. Delight and then sounded the buzzer. Even though security was supposed to respond right away if the buzzer was pressed. Security was supposed to respond.
Time's up, Mr. Wright. Let's hear what you have to say.
Very well then. Oh, you've got some guts. I like that in an opponent.
Why did the real killer sound the emergency button?
To find out what it did. Ooh, what's this dude? Just like Maya? Maya's the real killer! Case closed, we win! Pfft, send her to jail. Let's go. The killer knew that if they pressed a button, a guard would come running. And that was exactly what they wanted.
Do you mean to say the killer called the guard on purpose?
Yes, although as it turned out, he never showed up. Because he was getting his clock cleaned at the time. What a touching story. You're saying that the killer had a change of heart and called the guard to turn himself in? No, I'm not. When the buzzer sounded, there were 3 people in that office. The victim, Kane Bullard, was already dead. The defendant, Ron Delight, who was out cold. And the third person, the real killer.
Hypothetically, yes.
Now then, in this situation, if the real killer made an escape, what would happen? The only ones left in the room would be the victim, Ron Delight. And if any security guards that came running at the time, they would think I was the murderer. Yes, that was precisely the real killer's objective. To frame Ron Delight for the murder. He's all calm and cool just to sip his coffee to spit it out. You gotta love it.
Order! Order!
It would seem I've been made to eat my words once again. Oh, wait. Right. Actually, you've been made to do a spit take with a cup of coffee. Mr. Wright, what was it? Who was it that tried to frame me? Wait a second. I'm the one and only master of the mask. So, Nick, you mean the real killer is? We're gonna drag that person in here right now. But who is it? I don't have any solid proof yet. But think about it. The killer knew Mr. Delight's identity. They also knew that he'd been called to KP security that night. So the killer used him to execute a well-crafted plan to murder Kane Bullard. Bum 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 bum.
Now then, let me hear your accusation, Mr. Wright. Who was it that framed Mr. Ron Delight for the murder of Kane Bullard?
Clearly our badge, guys. But I don't think the game is going to agree with us that the badge, no matter how solid our logic is. So I'm going to have to go with Luke Admin. Detective Luke Admin. He's the one who could have done it. Ace Detective Luke Admin.
Master Mask did it?
Your Honor, the person being tried in court next to us is not masked to mask at all. He is in actuality the true murderer of Kane Bullard. Detective, look at me, right? Yep. If that does not tell you right at the beginning of the game that he is evil in some way, yeah. Look at him now! Look at him now, right?
Order! Order! Mr. Wright, explain yourself.
Theft and murder. Which is the more serious crime?
They're not even close. Murder is more serious a crime, of course. It's a capital crime subject to a capital punishment.
Please, remember the trial from yesterday, if you would. No, you doubted it for a moment? Oh, I've doubted it many times. Many times, bro. In fact, I've doubted it, and then undoubted it, and then redoubted it, and then undoubted it, and then redoubted it. Francis brought that up. Yeah, Francis brought that up yesterday, right? Wasn't that yesterday, Francis, when you said was it yesterday or was it the day before when you're all like when you said something like about going back and forth like 5 times? Still, my very first when we first met him, the look at me, the very first time I saw the look at me, and I said it before we even met the man, I said that he was doing it, right? Case closed for the 4th time. It's like the 10th time, Cat. 10th time, case closed. We've won. th time. I have closed this case just as many times as Bean has died on your server. Sick burn! He's not even here! Poor Bean. Oh man. Now whenever I think of when I think of really high numbers now, I'm always thinking of that. Dude, I didn't know if you put those in a row, they worked like that. That is amazing, bro. I had no idea. Oopsie. That is amazing. love that. If you guys can't see the emojis of the pod guys going across the screen, I love that. I love that. I didn't realize that you could connect them like that. That is crazy cool. Okay, so if you guys can't see those, follow this command for BTTV and you can see some of them. That's awesome. Yeah, after close the case is a lot more. I know, right? This one has made me doubt the most. Yeah, I have gone back and forth a lot on this one. I've gone back and forth a lot on this one because it's very confusing for sure. They keep on evidence. They keep on presenting evidence that points to the other person, and then they bring out another piece of evidence that points to back to the other one, right? And I mean that's the whole point of the game. So is to keep you on your toes. You know, to make the player do that a lot. So they're doing a really good time. Feel like a filler episode? My antics feel like a filler episode? You feel like a filler episode, Hypercat. I have no idea what you mean by that. Really. Aggressive keyboarding. Hypercats is like, bro, just do the freaking story and just do the voice acting and get on with it. Get on with it! I should just pay an editor to just clip the entire story sections of these games and just put them into video form. Like, cut out all the times where I say something that is not related to the game, and then just put that all together. Bro, that's a lot of editing though, bro, at this point. When Luke Atme confessed, there was a huge commotion in the courtroom. Of course, a famous detective was unmasked, as well as masked to mask. Instead of being convicted of murder, he was found guilty of grand larceny. That was his true objective all along.
To be found guilty?
Mask to Mask had a perfect alibi for when the murder took place. He was stealing the urn at Lordly Manor. In other words, being found guilty as Mask to Mask was Luke Atme's airtight, watertight, unassailable alibi. Which means that he's just more intelligent than we were even giving him credit for before. Like, he actually did a pretty decent job, except he still is gonna get caught, obviously. But he did a more decent job than literally anybody else in any other episode right now for showing a sense of intelligence. Is Luke Atme by setting this up.
A guilty verdict as an alibi?
Maybe. He wanted to get caught. He literally wanted to get caught. He pretty much said that he wanted to get caught because nobody could catch him and he was just too smart. And so he was like trying to get caught. You know, it's almost time. But why? I don't understand why he would set it up though. What's the ultimate motive here? Because he had the information on Mask to Mask?
For what?
There's still, I still don't know the full motive for Luke Atme to do all this in the first place. For Luke Atme's verdict, it's pretty simple trial after all. And if we're going to stop this trial and stall that one, we need to do it now. Of course. That's assuming you have proof the detective was one who committed the murder.
Mr. Luke Atme's trial indeed has attracted the attention of the entire country. If we were to intrude and fail to provide adequate proof of his crime, Mr. Delight would be left with no grounds for appeal.
Am I really sure about this? A bet's only good when your life's guaranteed. Mr. Wright, I believe in you. Mr. Delight. Please, I'm begging you. Thanks, but my decision will determine the rest of your life. Obligatory save. Can I really risk your life like this? Phoenix. Ah, what was that? Mia in Maya's body. Don't stray, Phoenix. For your client, take the path of trust. Okay, not Mia in Maya's body. That voice. It sounds like Mia. Your Honor, the defense requests an immediate recess. Haha, so that's your answer, huh?
Very well, I've decided as well. This court will now take a 20-minute recess.
She's a voice in Phoenix's head. At this point in time, at this moment, only for now. Only for this time, but she very well could pop up in Mia at any point in time. And literally could be 2 seconds from now.
Mr. Wright, when we return, please summon Mr. Luke at me to the side.
Yes, Your Honor. Oh my word.
Well, Sir Detective at me.
I have to say, Mr. Pan, you perform splendidly.
Oh no, Sir Detective Amy, you were the one.
Who's this? I don't know what I was expecting, but I somehow was expecting another judge that was the same judge. Who's this guy? Bro, can we get him as our judge? Maybe? I already like this guy more than our judge. Can we at least give him a try, possibly, maybe? Bro, I would really like... Can I petition to change judges? Sir?
That's enough. This court sees no reason to further prolong this trial. The court finds the defendant Luke at me.
He's his younger brother. It's Judge. The judge's younger brother. Classic. Hey, don't hand your verdict down yet, please.
Well, Sir Lawyer, welcome to my courtroom. Who's this hoser, hey?
Hoser, he's Canadian. Who's this hoser, eh? I can't do a Canadian accent. Like, I have to do a really heavy Canadian accent. How do you do a really... Who's this? Who's this? Oh, hoser. No, How do you do... So, most Canadians I've met do not have any sort of accent at all, right? I mean, people that speak English, that are primary speakers. Sorry, Francis. But like that are English speakers, to me, they almost don't have any accent at all. Like what I hear, like nothing they say. Like Awesome Jess is a good example. She's Canadian, and has been in Canada, but I don't hear, whenever I talk to Jess, I didn't hear anything in her voice that was like, oot and a boot. Nothing like that. So, so the only place you'll hear is like, is in the country of either Canada or Minnesota. Minnesota's kind of close. Oh, that's kind of it, right? This is kind of Canadian accent. My name is Phoenix Wright, attorney at law, and I wish to file an accusation against this man. Look at me. Who's this Jose, hey? Is that close? Is that close to a Canadian accent? It's like close. I was thinking Minnesotan in my head, but it came out Canadian, more Canadian than I thought I could do.
Accusation. You accuse Mask to Mask.
That man is not Mask to Mask. He's just a ruthless murderer. What? Oh wait, how would I say what in a Canadian accent? Who's this? Who's this hoser, eh? No. Who's this? Wait, I just had it. I just had it a second ago. Is kind of hamish? What do you mean?
Who's this hoser, eh?
How I lost it. Minnesota. So Minnesota accent. Sorry, Minnesotan accent. It's kind of like this. So when we go more, but we go more north for that. Minnesotan. This is kind of Minnesotan. It's actually very. I'm just now realizing how close Minnesotan accent is to a Canadian accent. They're actually kind of close. Like the rural part of Canada and the rural part of Minnesota, which is all of Minnesota, really. Minnesota. Wait, no, I'm thinking of the wrong one. Which one am I thinking of? That's like empty. Wyoming? No, it's Minnesota. Yeah, it is Minnesota. The big one in the center of America. North America, right? Am I thinking of the wrong one? Michigan? No, definitely not Michigan. Dang, I can't remember. Whoa! I can't do this voice properly. Sorry, guys. I mean, I don't think we're gonna have to do his voice anyways. To be continued! Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba! I'm actually curious. Montana. Yes! Montana accent. That's what I was thinking of. Thank you. Yes. Not Minnesota. Minnesota is on the right side of Michigan. And I'm talking about on the left side of North Dakota. So yes, Montana, because Montana's that big, the really big one that has like a population of like 5 people. So, that and then they have like that close to Canadian, a rural Canadian accent. Again, almost every Canadian I have ever spoken to, I have not heard a lick of an accent in their voice. But they're all city goers. They've all been from people that live in cities or around cities. So I think that has a lot to do with it. I think generally people that live in or close to cities generally start getting the same kind of tone in their voice over long periods of time. Unless that city is so big that it has its own that it has its own dialect, right? Then people hear it a lot. But generally, hey, thanks, Frozen Fury. So we're actually going to be calling it there, unless you. Well, that's what I mean. Because like Chicago, Boston, New York City, all these cities are so large that they have their own accent that is within them. Because yeah, exactly. In fact, New York City is so big that it has different dialects or different accents within the same city. So yeah, that's a very good point. Indeed. Indeed. But I'm saying like generally, like I don't live in a big city, but people in Portland don't like, they don't sound extra. They don't sound like extra Portlandy. I hear when I hear people generally when people talk, I do not hear an accent in just a general sense. I don't hear an accent when I hear most people talk. So that suggests that my accent is like the most average one, right? The most common of them. Whatever my accent is just the most common accent that I surround myself with, at least in America. And for American accents, I should say. And southern and city going Canadians that are American speaking cities. Sorry, not American, English speaking cities, because Quebec obviously is a French speaking city. I wonder how that works. Like that's something I've always wondered, Francis, about that is like in Canada you can have like how far away is it till you get to people that speak mostly English? Is it like on the other side of the country? Where's that point? Do people that live in between the points, do they more commonly speak both languages more common than like Vancouver in Western Canada? And because I've talked to a lot of people that have been in Vancouver. See it like a state. Oh. Oh, so you're like Texas. You're like Texas of Canada. Texas of Canada. You're like offended by that, probably. How dare you, sir? What are you trying to say? The people that run Texas do not have Texans' best interests at heart. That's for sure. Texas is awesome. Man. I wish that it could be more awesome for you guys. I wish it could be more awesome for you guys, but they don't. The people that care about the people that decide what happens in Texas does not have your guys' best interests at all. They obviously not. They're willing to let you go without electricity, without health insurance, without fuel, without basic necessities. Bro, Obamacare was taken away, right? You know what Oregon did? They set up their own system to give free health care to everybody anyways, using Oregon funds. Yeah. It's Oregon health care has been free for a long time. You know? So, you know, so I live in a place where everybody's so progressive. Everybody is really progressive. Everybody thinks about everybody else as best as they can, except for rural parts of Oregon. But we never see them. We never see the rural people of Oregon who live out in Bend and whatnot. I only really talk to anybody who would be in, because they don't even dare come to Portland. The rural people, they all think that Portland is filled with homeless people and guns, when it's just not true, you know. I mean, there is a lot of homeless people, but I mean it's getting worse, and it's all over the country, so can't really You're overwhelmed by the homeless? Yeah. Well, that's the whole thing. It's getting worse and worse because in Oregon, people care about the homeless. People care that the homeless are that the homeless are safe and stuff like that. In Texas, they'll kick the homeless out of the city. They'll drive people to the border of the city and drop them off and say, be homeless somewhere else. That doesn't solve the problem, right? It doesn't solve the problem. It just makes them homeless elsewhere, right? I mean, that's the whole thing. Is that people in Oregon, they really care. They want the homeless to not be homeless, right? Center downtown, that's good. If you spare cash at intersections, give it to the homeless or people begging. Don't do that, though. Definitely don't do that. No. People that are begging on the side of the street, I don't really agree with that, because most of those people they're getting way more money. At least here in Austin. But yeah, only in Austin. I would definitely believe it in Austin. Austin is a very progressive city, Cat. So everywhere in Austin, totally agree. I would call Austin the a piece of Oregon in Texas, or very progressive cities. Not just Oregon, but just very progressive areas. Definitely Austin. We don't know their story, and you never know. Well, I don't say don't help them, Frozen. Just don't give them money. bro. Just don't give them money. Give them food. Give them help. Don't give them money. Give them things that can help them where they can't use that money on, you know, things that aren't going to help them. Because like, you know, like they built this big in Portland. They built this apartment complex specifically for people that are homeless to get back on their feet. That's why you live here, blue and the red. Yeah, it's a very I like Austin. In fact, if there was any place I'd probably go in Austin, one of the only places I think that I wouldn't be looked at like some sort of maniac or something is in Austin. Because the people that are heavily Christian, who, you know, praise Jesus and all that, they see my long hair and they immediately freak out. They see a dude with long hair, and it offends them. And then they just forget that the person that they praise had long hair. It's a dude with long hair. They just forget about that small caveat, and call me names. So that's what happens when I meet somebody in person with a heavy accent and sound like this a lot. They tend to not like me no matter how nice I am to them. It doesn't matter to them. They don't like me because of how I look. And I mean, I've never cared about what people look like, so I just can't understand their point of view. Because I mean, I don't know. Again, I was raised in a place that is heavily progressive. Like, Oregon might be one of the most progressive states and I've spent most of my life here in Oregon, so I've grown up with it, you know. I grew up in mixed culture neighborhoods. You know, I had a lot of different friends from a lot of different backgrounds. Actually, the neighborhoods I grew up in were heavily Mexican. You know, so there was a lot of Mexicans that I grew up around. So, you know, you know, I don't know. We try to be pretty progressive here. You know, you can see somebody, like, I'm sure, like in Austin, you can see somebody walk down the street in a kilt and they don't even get two looks from people. They can be in a kilt, playing a bagpipe, wearing a Darth Vader mask. And nobody would look twice at them in like Austin and Portland and stuff like that. Because that is kind of appreciated. You know, it's appreciated for it. Of course, it's not the perfect. I agree that it's not the perfect system, because like having so many homeless is not a good thing. You know. But how do you solve the homeless without just kicking them out of a city, which is the suggestion of most very red cities. You know, red areas just say kick them out, let them die. That's the solution. That's not the solution, bro. You know, some great people in history were at one point homeless. You know, so it's just like you just can't. So many people were at one point homeless made something of themselves after they were homeless. So to just want to kick them out, which is mostly what I hear, is just kick them out, or saying, oh, why don't they just get good? Pretty much the solution is, why don't they just get good and make money, bro? It's more complicated than that. It's more complicated than just go and make money, bro. For a lot of homeless people, it's far more complicated than that. Some people work multiple jobs and still find themselves homeless. Living in their car or something like that, because they just can't afford things. Maybe because of debt that they have, because of like student loans or something, you know. That's ridiculous. Anywho, that's another thing. Student loans being canceled. I would love to hear that. We heard more about that. I would love my student loans to be canceled. Cat's like, yes. Okay, who are gonna go raid, by the way? To get good and make money. Well, I mean, you have to. You can if you. The thing is like you have to give homeless people the ability to start somewhere. So like so you're not hopeful. Oh yeah. Well, I think in my case, we probably could. Have you checked, Kat, to see if you are eligible for loan forgiveness, which is already a thing. I was actually told recently that I might be eligible for the loan forgiveness program. So you should check that out if you haven't. See if that's something that you can do. I don't remember exactly how it works, but it allows you to like get rid of some loans. Army, or super ill? Gotcha. You could say that you're all three in video games. You played 3 games. And that happened to you in all those video games. Therefore, you deserve to lose your student debt. Yeah. Something tells me they wouldn't accept that. Not sure why. Not sure why they wouldn't agree to dropping your student loan for that. It's something, Oh, man. Anywho, thank you guys so much for joining us. Sorry I got off topic. I just hit myself in the face with my lighter. As I do all the time, over and over and over. But I love talking to you guys so much. What can I say? You guys are fun to talk to and hang out with. It's like you guys are cool peeps or something. Who knew? Click cat bar, bro, right? You can apply deferment. Well, that's what I've done. Generally, I just go for deferment, especially whenever I can. So, who are we gonna go raid today, guys? Let's go and raid. Let's go and raid. We have no one playing Phoenix. Fine. Music is louder than me. Okay. Okay, give me a moment. It's in my soundboard. It's in my soundboard. It's in my sound. She's saying, oh, she's doing something I don't know. Well, it sounds like she was about to go and take a break or something. So something about leaving the stream.
Watch this get like dislikes.
We have not rated her in a bit.
Thank you guys so much though for the super chats. Thank you,
What's going on?
you. Much love to you guys. Okay, this one is for the boys with the booming system, top down AC with the cooling system. When we come in the club, it be blazing.
You were like 40%. Music was like 300. So it's not attached to my. You're saying that the music is not attached to this. Hold on. What? Dang, I wonder how I can fix that. I actually don't know why that was the case. You should only be getting music that I hear, and it was not that loud to me. What's up, Cause64? How are you guys doing? Well, I don't want to, like, I would play another song. Let's go ahead and do a raid. I guess do a raid over to Kayla Crossing.
And that's the kind of dude. I used to be really, like...
I think she's rapping. Rapping. So let's go. Well, you know what? Let's go. Let's go raid Kayla Crossing.
I used to do that.
Let's go raid Kayla Crossing. What's up, Cause64? Hello, who is Cause64? Welcome to the raid. We're actually doing a raid all ourselves. Is she super loud? How loud is she in your ears? She shouldn't be like super duper loud, right?
Get a queen.
Let's go do a kink raid over to what's up there, Cause64. How are you doing? Cause64, tell you what, thank you so much for the raid. We are about to leave, so how about we add your name and we do a double raid over to Kayla Crossing. Sound good?
Is the little member icon the
so let's do a kink and Cause64. What's up, Cause64?
It is.
Thank you so much for your raid. What were you playing today? Before we do this, I would love to know. We
Squishmallows
are just ending right now, though. I'm very sorry, Cause. My apologies.
Badge.
You're too late. No worries. No worries, bro. We're gonna do a kink and Cause64 raid over to Kayla Crossing. You're playing Mario Kart? Nice. Okay, well, that's pretty fun. I'm glad you had, I hope you had a good time. We're gonna go do a double raid. Sound good with you, Cause? Do a double raid? Kink and Cause64, Kayla Crossing, and the link. Let's go do a raid! A double raid. Thank you guys so much for joining in and hanging out today. Sorry, I got off topic to like hyper cats who's like upset.
I have, but it's a flip them all. Oh, those are so cute. I love those.
Sorry, not sorry.
My fan. I'm literally, guys. I'm literally a Mickey's fan. Like literally.
Thank you guys so much for joining. I will see you guys soon. And Cat first. There's Cat first. Thank you so much, Cat.
Please don't go back.
We did hear it. We did hear it.
Hi, Tiger. Hi, King. Thank you so much for the raid. No.
There you guys go.
Oh my goodness.
Thank you so much for joining in there. And Cause and Tiger, Cat. Look at you guys. Thank you so much. There's Tara. Thank you guys so much for raiding, guys. You guys, it means a lot. Let me say that really quick. I'm gonna say thank you guys so much for raiding with me and Cause.
Anyways, I was looking for you.
Thank you guys. I heard you guys. I will see you guys tomorrow for some more what is it? What are we doing tomorrow? Phoenix, right? Doing the rest of this trial maybe?
Okay, we're gonna get Nikki.
Could be big.
300
On
by the end of the stream. We're gonna
till then, stay amazing, sleep well, and until then, stay amazing and to freaking live.